In this video, we're going to be working on adding value to your lips. Again, we're looking for those light areas, medium areas, and dark areas. We're also going to look at the overall texture of the lips. So you can see I've already started here. I have my drawing. I also have my original photograph, and we're going to be heading towards the finished piece. So I'm going to take a look. Where is the darkest place on my lips? Typically, for most people, it's going to be where your two lips meet, or possibly where your lip goes in the corners by where your teeth are showing, if your teeth are in fact showing. Then we're going to look for some of those medium areas. So I'm coloring in a little bit right now. I'm stopping at the edge where I made my line. So notice I'm not actually drawing a dark outline around my lips, but I am stopping because that's a change from lips to skin area. Then I'm going to start taking a look where are the lightest areas as well. So on my picture, it's mostly at the bottom lip. So I want to make sure that I leave that area quite a bit lighter than everything else. And I'm going around that area as I'm adding just a little bit more value. Then I want to go back and I want to start to bump up the texture on the overall piece. I'm also going to add a little bit of yellow in for some of those highlighted lighter areas with my color scheme. Now, if yellow is not in your color scheme, I shouldn't see that you're using it. Then we want to start to go back and get a little bit of that texture of the lines that are on your lips. Be careful. I want to show you here. You don't want it to look like a jail cell. You don't want to have individual lines that are straight up and down. Instead, as you take a look, typically, as we go off to the right side, it starts to curve like a backward C, and typically you don't see the whole entire C. As we go off towards the left side, you're going to see that it starts to curve similar to a forward C. The same thing happens at the top lip as well. So you can start to see how this pair of lips is starting to look a little bit more rounded, where this looks like it's just lines like a jail cell drawn onto those lips. Here's another example, starting to add some of that value, some of the darkest areas where the lips come together, some of the lightest areas, and you can see we started with an outline. We would eventually get that outline out of there by starting and continuing to add the value around it. So I'm going to go back into my piece. Again, I'm looking from the original, but if we're not seeing a lot of these details on the original, we can what I call bump up the volume a little bit so that we're getting a little bit more of those details overall, which is going to start to make it look just a little bit more realistic, like your lips are actually rounded. So notice how I'm kind of starting from that bottom edge. I'm curving to the right. Now I'm starting to go on the left side. Again, I'm starting from that bottom edge, and I'm starting right at that edge and then moving towards the top, and then I start where the lips come together and I start to connect there. With your teeth, if you are showing teeth, be careful not to just press down and outline very hard around those teeth. As you start to add some of those details, a lot of times if you have teeth showing, you're just going to give a little bit of an indication of where those teeth are instead of really truly outlining them, and you'll start to see them showing up without looking like you have something dark between your teeth.